Om Shanti. This is the Avyact Murli of the 27th of August 2023. Original date 16th of November 1995. Title: Bap-Dada's desire is that the year of the Diamond Jubilee be celebrated as the year of being free from attachment. Today, Bap-Dada has come to meet his loving and cooperative children who constantly have the remembrance of the Father in their hearts. The Father has as much love for the children as the children have for the Father. The Father gives a lot of love to all the children equally, but the children imbibe that love according to their own capacity. This is why the Father has to say, love and remembrance number-wise. However, at Amrit Vela, the Father gives number one love from his heart to all the children. This is why the special time of Amrit Vela is especially for the children, because Amrit Vela is the beginning period of the whole day. These children, whose hearts imbibe love from the Father at the beginning of the day, are not attracted by any other love, because their hearts are filled with God's love. If, according to your stage, you do not completely fill your heart with love, if your heart is even a little empty, if you have only imbibed a little love, then, because there is still some space in your heart, you are attracted by the many forms of love from Maya, either in the form of other people or in the form of material comforts. Maya attracts you with that love in both forms. Many children ask Bap-Dada, why does Maya still come to us? Since you have become Master Almighty authorities, there should be no question of Maya coming to you. However, the reason for this is that at Amrit Vela, the beginning period, your hearts do not imbibe God's love to their full capacity. If something is only half full and there is still some space in it, there would definitely be some fluctuation. You wake up at Amrit Vela, you sit for remembrance, you have that aim, and you even say that you belong to the one Father and none other. Do you say this with your heart or with your lips? So then, what is the reason why your heart is attracted elsewhere? Your love must definitely be being pulled to other people or possessions, for this is why Maya pulls you. Your heart is not completely filled with God's love. Just think about it. If someone gives you a diamond in one hand and a ball of clay in the other hand, which one would you be attracted to? You would be attracted to the diamond, not the clay. It is good to play with clay, is it not? So, what are waste thoughts? Are they diamonds or clay? You play with clay because you have developed that habit. What are other people? They are also made of clay, are they not? The clay merges with the clay. They may be beautiful to look at, perhaps because of their faces, their specialities, or their virtues, and so you say, I don't have any other attachments, I don't have any love as such, but this virtue of that one is very good. Therefore you are slightly influenced by their virtues. Or you say that that one has many specialities for doing service, and therefore, because of that speciality of service, you have a little love for that one. You may not say it in words, but when you constantly have this thought about any person or any material comfort, you feel, if this one or this thing were here, it would be very good. This is also attraction. Who is the bestower of that person's speciality in doing service? Is it that person, or does the Father give it? Who gives it? It is okay to say that the person is very good, but at the time when you see any speciality, virtue or service of theirs, do not forget the bestower. Those people are also takers, not givers. Without belonging to the Father, could they have developed that virtue or speciality for service? Can they develop it? Or did they bring that speciality with themselves from the path of ignorance? The speciality in doing godly service cannot exist on the path of ignorance. On the path of ignorance, they may have a speciality or virtue, but after coming into this knowledge, if they do not fill that virtue or speciality with knowledge, then that speciality or virtue cannot do as much service on the path of knowledge. Even a natural virtue has to be filled with knowledge. So, who is it who fills it with knowledge? The Father. So, who is it a gift from? Who is the bestower? So, do you like the one who takes, or do you like the bestower? So why do you chase after those who only take? You speak very sweetly to the father or the daddies, and you say, "Daddy, I do not have any attachment at all, none at all, but because of this service there is just a little." You say that you only have a little attachment and justify yourself in this way. However, no matter whether that attachment is to their virtue or their service, if not today, then tomorrow, where would that attachment lead you to? Some children are even pulled back to the old world by their attachments, but the majority of you do not go as far back as the old world. Only a few return there. For the majority of you, attachment takes you towards carelessness in your efforts. Then you think, well, this happens a little all the time anyway. You then start to justify yourselves to Baba. Baba, you do not exist in the corporeal form. Even Brahma Baba has become avyakt, and you are just a dot, a point of light. We have such large corporeal bodies, and we have to do everything with our bodies. We have to move with bodies, so we are corporeal, whereas you are subtle and incorporeal, and so we need someone in a corporeal form. We may not need many people, but we do need one person. Do you not need one person? Do you need one person? Those sitting at the back, do you need one person? Just be careful. Bap Dada is asking whether you need one person. Do you not need anyone? We only need one Baba. Of course you have the Father, but sometimes many things come into your minds, and so your minds become heavy. Until you make your minds light, you are unable to have yoga. So what do you do then? Even the Father has a question. What should you do when your mind is heavy and you are unable to have yoga? What would doctors say if you do not vomit, but you feel nauseous? If your stomach becomes heavy, should you vomit and let it all out, or should you keep it in you? What would the doctors say? You should vomit it out, should you not? Doctors also say that you should vomit it out. Acha. They are doctors of the body, and all of you are doctors of the mind. So the doctors of the body have given their replies. Now, doctors of the mind speak. If there is some confusion in your mind, where should you vomit? Would you vomit in front of Baba? Go and vomit it in Baba's room. Go and vomit in Baba's room? Just think about it. Would you vomit in front of the Father? If not, then where would you vomit? Tell Baba of a place where you can vomit. Bap Dada takes the children's side and feels that at that time you definitely need someone. Tell Baba. What should you do if the Father does not listen to you? Many children complain that they told Baba about something, but that Baba did not listen to them and didn't reply. So what would you do then? In fact, if your hearts are full of God's love, godly powers and godly knowledge, if there isn't even a little space, then there cannot be attachment or love for anyone else. Many of you say, we do not have any attachment, but we do like them. So, what would you call that? You do not have any attachment, but you do like them. So, what is that? Should you be given so much freedom that you can like them without having any attachment? You can sit with them, talk to them, and enable them to do service. You enjoy all of that. Should you be given that freedom? Those of you who think that you should be allowed a little freedom because you haven't become complete yet and are still making effort, that you should be given a little freedom, raise your hands. You would not raise your hands now because you would be embarrassed, but if you do feel that you should be allowed a little freedom, you can write a letter and give that to Daddy privately. Do not say that you want to speak to Daddy for 5 minutes, because time would be needed for that. Just write it on a piece of paper, and Bap Dada will hold a gathering of those who wrote the letters. That would be even better. Acha. All of you are saying no, and this is being recorded on video. The video cassette that is being recorded of how you said no will be sent to you. So why did you then do it again? Will Baba have to send it to you? Or will you keep yourselves safe? Are you sure? Or are you a little unsure and a little sure? Earlier, you were also told that this is the season to begin the Diamond Jubilee. Therefore, you have created many programs of conferences, lectures, and mailers for this season. However, Bapdada wishes to make one special program for this Diamond Jubilee. So, are you all ready for it? Bapdada wishes that whatever children he sees in the Diamond Jubilee, whether the child is 2 years old or 60 years old, or even 2 months old, whether a teacher or a student, whether surrendered or living in a household, you all need to become free from attachment. All of you, together with the Father, have taken on the responsibility of purifying the elements with your purity in the year of the Diamond Jubilee. Is this your thought, or does the Father alone have to do all of this? Are you the companions of the Father? Your hands are a little hesitant in this, and you become clever in this way. Do not do this. Bapdada wants every child in the world to become free from any attachment to the facilities and other beings. You must not have any attachment to the facilities either. To use those facilities is one thing, but to have attachment is something else. So Bapdada wants you to celebrate next year as being free from attachment. He wants to hold this function. Will you become his companions in this function? You will not say later that this thing happened, will you? No matter what the reason is, even if the Himalayas fall, would you move away from the side of the falling Himalayas? So, do you have this much courage? Teachers, you should speak first. You students are feeling happy because Bapdada is saying something to their teachers. The teachers are always companions to give their cooperation. As you make progress in today's world, the foundation of purity of all those souls who have called themselves religious souls, great souls, will shake a lot. It was also at such a time at the beginning, when Brahma Baba became an instrument, that he was insulted. Why was he insulted? It was because of purity. Otherwise, in the earlier life of Brahma, no one, even someone senior in age, had the courage to raise a finger to him. Such was his personality. However, because of purity, he had to take insults. The newness of this godly knowledge is purity. You say with so much intoxication that, even though cotton wool is living with fire, it cannot catch fire. You issue this challenge. Those who are couples, raise your hands. So, are all of you couples issuing this challenge, or will there be a small fire and you will then extinguish it? You are challenging the world, are you not? You tell the whole world in your lectures that without purity one cannot become a yogi or a jnani soul. This is your challenge, is it not? Those couples who feel that they can issue a challenge in this way, raise your hands. It is good. There are many companions in the one group. So what will you do in the Diamond Jubilee? Become free from attachment. You have already had the year for becoming free from anger. Bap-Dada saw many who had a little anger. However, this time he has allowed you to get away with a little of it. To all those who paid attention, whether from this land or abroad, Bap-Dada gives even more than multi-million-fold congratulations to those who experienced their lives to be completely free from anger. The telephones of the intellects of those from this land and those abroad are connected to Madhaban. All of you have a connection with Madhaban, and those of you who had this determination must have experienced receiving extra special help from Bap-Dada. Now, do not think that because you have finished being free from anger for a year, you are now free. No. When you experience yourself to be completely free from attachment, you will automatically become free from anger. Why? Why do you get angry? If you are unable to fulfill whatever desire you have, or you are unable to attain whatever you want, you then get angry. The reason for anger is that whenever your thoughts, whether they are right or wrong, are not fulfilled, you get angry. For instance, you may want to take part in a conference or function that is happening, and you feel, after all, when would I get the chance to do this again? You have a desire, and you even give a signal for that, but if you are not given that chance, do you then get irritated or not? Okay. You may not have had any gross anger for anyone, but would you not have had waste thoughts about whoever refused you? So that is not purity. You are allowed to offer yourself and give your ideas, but then, having offered your ideas, do not change those ideas into your own desires. When your thoughts take the form of desires, you become irritated, or you still show anger through your words, or you even use your hands or your feet. That is a very gross form of anger. However, give your ideas without any selfish motive. Do not have any selfish motive and think that because you said it, it should happen. Do not think in that way. You may offer something, that is not wrong, but don't go into why or what, etc. Otherwise, all its companions of jealousy and hatred will also follow. Therefore, if you have made the discipline of purity firm, if you have become free from attachment, you won't then have any attachment about what should happen. Let it not be, this should happen. If you offer something without any selfish motive, that will quickly reach others. If you offer something with a selfish motive or out of jealousy, that would create further anger. What will the teachers do? 100% free from attachment. Speak, yes or no. Foreigners say, Haji. You mustn't celebrate the Diamond Jubilee just like that. You have to show some newness in the Diamond Jubilee, so that the eyes of the government open and they wonder, what is this? They should not be able to say no to anything. Instead, they should offer themselves. It should be just as when the Mahamandaleshwar came here. What did he offer? That the Brahma Kumaris and Kumaris should run his ashram. He asked for this, didn't he? So all of their departments should propose that only you run their departments. To be able to make this practical is the Diamond Jubilee. However, do you remember your first promise? What do you wish to become? Free from attachment. Only then can all of this happen. If you continue to beat your children, how would your children become good? If you continue to become weak amongst yourselves, how would the Mahatmas bow down at your feet? The stronger you make the pillar of purity, the more this pillar will work like a lighthouse. Acha. To the long lost and now found elevated souls in all directions who are merged in the Father's heart, to those who surrender every desire of theirs and of others by constantly obeying every order of the Father, to those who constantly make their pillar of purity strong, to the special souls who spread the light of purity by being lighthouses, to those who make themselves free from attachment and thereby come close to the Father, and to those who remain close to the Father, to such children, love, remembrance and namaste from Bap Dada. To the children living abroad everywhere, to all the children everywhere, special love and remembrance from Bap Dada, because all of you always send your letters of love and remembrance. Special remembrance to those who have sent letters, and special love and remembrance to those who have sent their love and remembrance from their hearts. Blessing. May you be a victorious jewel whose intellect has faith and thereby stays unshakable even in any upheaval. Faith and victory are very firm companions of one another. Where there is faith, there is definitely victory, because you have the faith that the Father is the Almighty Authority, and that you are Master Almighty Authorities. So where else can victory go? Those whose intellect has such faith can never be defeated. When the foundation of faith is strong, no storm can shake it. To be unshakable, even amidst some upheaval, is known as being a victorious jewel whose intellect has faith. However, it is not just faith in the Father, but let there also be faith in yourself and in the drama. Slogan: A flying bird is one who stays free from all bodily relations and makes effort to become an angel. Om Shanti.